Tembani success. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you going to
during commercial.
Yes.
Someone is asking why all the good things come from Limpopo, Imashangani, Matoka, everywhere. Guys, NTWANANO Wines, the TK is Sakani as well, the producer, preparing NTWANANO for this on YouTube. Is a Shangani as well. Live Limpopo, Mary there, guys, you won't regret it.
Remember when you talking about the song Barry King?
Yeah, but I was supposed to say those things.
So then,
Other brand. Put the wine here.
Someone says those ones come already married at age 12. So yeah, man. They already are set to time. Oh, and I know it. Yeah.
What's that live?
gift.
You okay with it? Like that?
Like, yeah, no. It's fine. We're good.
Give the dominant gift. Got big plans.
Yes, guys. We are playing DJs in Ndlovu. Why am I doing this to you guys this morning? Because yeah, guys, we are talking about the things that you do as a young person. That's a segment on Wednesdays. We are saying the things that you do. What are the things that you do that make you outstand out there? What are the things that you do that make you look not only good, but you're actually good at what you do? And we have NTWANANO Wines in the house, guys. It's not a Somalia gift. Yes, come on. Why? Because wine, guys, it's for the opulent in the affluent spaces. Someone is sending out up and says, Labo, I'm a heartbreaker, Kingdom Diva. Baza vele sebashadile from Limpopo. Bangazi guys, sobabuza. Good morning, Asba Cele Babulise. Please put on your headphones and get ready. Yeah. Mic 3 and mic 4. Please do say hello to the listeners of Chaval Coms Radio.
Hello. How you guys doing?
Good morning, NTWANANO. You are NTWANANO, right?
Yes, I am.
And where are you from?
I'm from Tembisa.
From Tembisa, guys. Babu Tembisa, guys. Nah, we Tembisa, guys. And gifts.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. To
Good
all
morning,
the
guys. Thank you
listeners.
so much and welcome to the Kingdom Drive show.
Thank you for the invite. Really
And
appreciate it.
thank you for honoring us.
Yes.
Yeah, guys, I got to know about NTWANANO Wines when Mr. Poshoko Mangweng hosted Lekotla at a guest house that I, happen to have partnership with and in Midrand, in Glen Austin, Midrand. So it was last week Wednesday, and I met this young man in a form of a bottle. I met this young man in the form of a bottle.
That's the plan.
Yeah, NTWANANO. Please tell us about yourself, and then we'll get to gift briefly as well. Who are you, and where is NTWANANO from? What is NTWANANO about?
Okay. So go by the name of Ntwalano Makobela, born and bred in Tembisa. I grew up in a crash. I ran a crash. So I feel like that's when I developed my entrepreneurial skills, because when I was 7 or 8, I think I was in grade 1 though. So I'd like notice a lot of movements at home when I saw Gucci. No man, there's a lot of kids that are moving. There's a lot of movement. So I'm like, Kokwane like Shabsa ice cream. So I'm like, I want to sell ice cream to the kids. And I was like 7 or 8 years old. And angithengela my equipment and stuff like that. And then I started selling ice cream. So I feel like I moved with that concept until I got to varsity. Because when I got to varsity as well, I realized like, no, they're only selling rapid t-shirts. How about we do our own brand that represents us as students? So I started a clothing brand. And then it moved to, okay, I feel like I need to move to a bigger scale. And then that's when the wine idea came in.
Is it? And
Yeah,
how old
yeah.
were you then, if you don't mind sharing?
For
the ladies out there.
yeah. Well, I think I was 23.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with the ice cream thing, I was 7. I won't count it. But then that's when I started. But then with the varsity, I was 22, 23.
Yeah.
In varsity, I went to TUT. I studied admin management, but my main focus was just on branding and marketing. So I feel like that's when I got the skill, because I got the skill from the clothing company, and then I developed it to starting the wine brand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, let's introduce Gift. Gift, you are.
Yes, I'm Gift Sitsedi Mushi from Brett, but mostly my parents live in Tembisa.
Okay.
So it's this guy Oholeten Kokasi, and then got an opportunity of getting a job more reciprocal wines. The one that was doing R&B Winex. So I was in the team here, R&B Winex, and I was trained by the best. It's Michael Fechan and Petson Mandla Matonsi. Those were my mentors. And I got there as a driver, and then I got an opportunity to drive Michael to here in Morningside. And he was going for checkup. And I asked him, what is this thing about wine? Like, you're always nosing it, and then the pilot, when we're talking about this, what are we talking about actually? Michael, like, do you have interest in this profession? And that's when I said, yes, I have interest in this profession. Then Michael, they enrolled me, Reciprocal Wines enrolled me in Cape Wine Academy. So I went to Cape Wine Academy. That's when I started my classes of wine classes. But remember, I had a bit of problems because of there were some veggies that I did not know, like asparagus. They don't sell them around Kokasi. And now it was a difficult thing to push and get all the aromas, different aromas. And as we knew, Dirna, when we grew up, it was wine was for ladies. But apparently, I was lying, we were lying to ourselves. Wine, is for peace, love, and you want to get. Yes. So that's how I'm on about the profession of wine. And I started building love in wine. And then I also work with some other brands, but my main focus is in NTWANANO wines that I'm busy with actually now. And then pushing into Kokasi, boys that nobody thought or we can come into the space of pushing wine. And then
which nobody thought that we can come into this space. Black child, it's possible. Yeah. I'm loving this. I am super loving this. Look, man, we are right here, guys. I hope you guys are listening. Already I'm getting chills down my spine. Anthony Hamilton is saying her heart, guys. Her heart. I hope you guys aren't heartbreakers. But wine ihamba nento ethize. Semathandweni right now in studio, guys. Sugar mama is me, right? Yeah.
Told you yesterday. Please, the mic. You also closely. Okay, I know it happens. It happens a lot. Okay, ngapa. Unless it was a stand up, yes, it's stand up. Unless it's maybe because it was very high.
Yeah, and already I like invite someone abaning from my followers as well, which has it guys who need to tune in and stuff like that. I'm very excited.
But yeah, you see.
I'll tweet him, yeah. Okay, like it was,
Yeah, we are back right in, in the tune of things, guys. We are with Gift and NTWANANO. Yes, of NTWANANO Wines, guys. And they've just introduced themselves. And yes, we always research and we always draft questions and we always ask in terms of where to find them and etc. We'll get to that. Here is a story about two young men who have decided that whatever the odds, we are going to do us and we are going to produce something that is out of the ordinary. The interest that came with them wanting to know what is this thing about wine pellets and etc. Just coming from a background of being a driver, one coming from a background of being raised by Ukoko who owned a crash. So the entrepreneurial spirit has always been in the family. And he said to himself, I'm gonna sell ice cream. Later on, I'm gonna have a brand, in a form of clothes. But today, he's a wine owner. Not only that, guys, he produces the thing, man. He makes the thing that make the pots happen. Yeah, man. So now, when you decided to own a winery, because with us blacks, like who gifted said, Guti, it's something that was not expected. Did you have the know-how where to start, where to go, and how you're going to store this? Because they'd say where you're going to store it. I mean, they'll ask you all questions that are throwing you off the radar, especially the people of color.
Okay, so after varsity, I did a 9 to 5 for 2 years, right? But then on my second year on the job, I've always had that idea of like, nah, man, it was always kicking. You need to start this. Because my mentor, since I was really good in branding and creating brands, she's like, I feel like you can enter the wine space and make a living from it, So we took a trip to Cape Town to go check out the farms.
I want to
Yeah,
I was strawberry farm.
Yeah, we took a trip to Cape Town. We went to check out the farms and check out the grapes and how distribution works. Basically, like how you can start your own wine brand. So at the back of my mind, I'm like, I think this will work because it's a white-dominated market, right? But I wanna do it for my people so we can embrace ourselves. So after 2 years of working, I resigned, and then I'm like, okay, I think I'm ready to do this. Went back to Cape Town, made a deal with the farm, came back here, and then NTWANANO Wines was launched in Soweto 2019.
In Soweto?
Yeah, Soweto. So 2019.
Yeah. Wow, Gift, you are a Somali.
Yes.
What made you decide to go into that space? And when you decided to join venture with Mr. Neno here, was it because you just generally love the TBB's on the language, the taste of food going with wine? Or was it something that just came to your mind and thought, why not collaborate?
You know how I met NTWANANO? Okay, fine. NTWANANO was busy with NTWANANO Wine, and I was busy at Reciprocal Wines, because one thing that I can tell you about, and I know we're gonna get this question, with the pilot from overseas and the pilot from South Africa asking me which wine is best. compare South African wines and
Differences, yeah.
so so that question actually I have a different palate, you have a different palate, you have a different nosing and I have my different nosing. So I started with that expensive palate where we tasted wines from overseas, like your most like wines that we had at Reciprocal Wines was French wines, where I had to learn about your Rudra, your Cristal, and then the Dom Perignon. And so I started with that palate. Coming back to Cape, when I started
Dom Perignon. Guys, I'm learning things.
so when I started with when Michael was doing every Wednesday, he had Wine Wizard. So Wine Wizard, it was like mostly local wines, Stellenbosch, Pearl, your Devonville, your Constantia. So with those wines, I started like adopting the palate to South African wines and understanding actually, when you drink wine and when you're talking about wine, it's two different things. There are people that are there for the wine to consume, but there are the wine lovers where they study the art actually of wine, the art behind the wine.
So wine is art, Bob.
Yes, because we have a maker that's making wine. So you study the maker's mind. How was he feeling? How he wanted his barrels? How he wanted to take out that bottle, in which vintage, which year is he gonna use?
Guys, I'm so confused right now. The barrel, the vintage. Yes, in
Palette.
Guys, we are not having abo zamazama here. We're not having abo zamazama. The wine is here, guys. And they did not buy it elsewhere and then rebranded it. No. Lalela gift to TV, guys. Yes, come with a gift. A Somalia, guys. The Somalia.
So me being in the space and getting Petson Mandla Matonti, that was my mentor. So he was working
Big guns.
Yeah. So I was trained by big guns. And in a way that we would sometimes argue and I say, but that's what you're tasting. And that's what I'm not tasting. That's what you're picking up. That's what I'm not picking up. But and you will be like, hey, bruh, I'm your mentor, and I'm teaching you. I'm teaching you.
Yeah.
But I understood that whatever I feel like or taste, then I would put my head on the table and say, if I smell pepper, then my nose tells me pepper. And now I have to motivate my story. Why am I saying pepper?
So, NTWANANO, what inspires your wine, Papa?
So let's go back to the name, NTWANANO. Right. So
really?
yeah, I had to sit down. I'm like, oh man, what name can we come up with?
Yeah.
What name can we come up with? So it just came to my mind, like, you know what? Your name is so powerful. And as a Tonga guy, you need to present to people as well. So like NTWANANO, because NTWANANO means unity. Yeah, it means kutlwana, it means ukuzwana, oneness. So as soon as I came up with it, I'm like, I think we got it now. Spoke to my guy, designer. I'm like, yo, can you do something African? Right, because unity and Africans we need to be one thing, right? Like, okay, cool. That's why we have the logo, how it looks right now. It's like an African with grapes as well. It was a brilliant concept. So that the logo really motivated me because now we have a story to tell. So NTWANANO basically is like, okay, we're embracing African, but then it's about unity as well. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be white, you don't have to be black, you don't have to be Indian. It represents everybody through unity. So we're like, okay, we're gonna move with this. We're gonna represent our people. We're gonna embrace Black excellence, and we're gonna go with it. So